Storytelling has been part of the human experience since the beginning. Storytelling has become part of our dreams, accomplishments, and joys, but also part of our struggles, failures, and sorrow. It has made us who we are. Through the centuries, one generation has told and left stories behind for upcoming generations. But storytelling is so much more than fiction, fantasy, and fable. Every day we tell stories. We tell stories to ourselves. Who am I? What is my purpose? We tell stories to our spouses, our children, our friends, family, to our employees, to our clients, to our readers, and to the world. And yes, also to the panhandler at the traffic light. Without storytelling, we will have no record of our past. We will be ignorant and indifferent, and our future will be uncertain. Every single person has a story to tell, a personal narrative. You have, I have. The life we live right now is our story. The life we have lived up to today is part of that story. Our past has shaped and scarred and molded us. But there's a clear distinction we have to make. Our past does not define us. Past failures and traumas do not dictate our future. It doesn't matter whether we're a teenager, single, married, divorced, in a relationship, middle-aged, or old. What matters is that we live every day with the knowledge that we have worth and that we have a purpose. Each one of us have unique gifts, abilities, and insights that no one else on earth has. Age, gender, race, language, and culture does not define our value as a person. Out of the 7.5 billion people on earth, there is no one like you. You have endless potential, and you have a unique story to tell. Many of us suffer from loneliness. We are lonely in spite of being surrounded by people and being connected 24/7 on all our devices. By learning to tell our story, learning to write it down, we can break this cycle of loneliness, of feeling unworthy or a failure. Sharing our work, as intimidating as it may sound, can be liberating and break open the self-constructed cage we so often live in. We tell stories as part of our inherent nature and our need to be creative and to create art. Through our art and telling our stories, we find meaning and give meaning and find fulfillment. Storytelling is powerful. It changes lives. It transports, transforms, and heals us. You can learn to tell a story. You can learn to tell your story. You can learn to tell stronger or more powerful prose. Or you can learn to tell stories by finding healing and meaning. An aspect of storytelling that is often underappreciated is its healing power. During our lifetime, we all experience struggle, pain, and suffering. Some of us more than others, often leaving us scarred, hurting, and suffering. This can lead to despair. When we cling to the past or our present predicament, we remain trapped in a cycle of negative self-talk, guilt, and feelings of unworthiness. Storytelling, writing, and creative art can help us heal. It can empower us to grow and reach our full potential again. These are not quick fixes, but are tools that we can learn to use. Telling stories is not only for the lucky few, for the famous, or for born storytellers. It's a myth that only special people can tell stories. Storytelling is for ordinary people, by ordinary people. Storytelling is for you and for me, and can be learned. You don't need to be a professional writer to tell and write your stories. You don't need to be a trained artist to draw and paint and discover new ways to express yourself and share your story. Granted, as in the case of any form of art and creativity, there's a wide spectrum of quality ranging from novice to master. Creating quality art is the product of applying oneself, the result of hard work and a refusal to give up. With effort, grit, and dedication and learning from the masters, you and I can learn to become competent. Another misconception about storytelling is that it is limited to the spoken and printed word. Storytelling includes any possible medium and format. Powerful stories can also be told through visual art, music, song and dance, film and photography. through the performing arts, and through combinations of the above. We tell stories to entertain and enchant, to inform, inspire and challenge, to heal and grow and find meaning. But stories are also told to indoctrinate and instill fear and bully and terrorize. Fortunately, we can also use stories to breach divides between people. The Tell Your Story Change a Life course has been divided into 3 modules with degrees of overlap. Module 1, Tell a First Time Story, teaches the basics and essentials of storytelling. Module 2, Tell a Stronger Story, teaches how to take your writing and storytelling to the next level. And Module 3, Tell a Brand New Story, teaches how writing and creative art can help us find healing and meaning. It's about realizing you have a story to tell. Unique stories that only you can tell in your distinct way. We can continue living an average life, living a life of compromising, of complaining and blaming, believing the myth there's nothing that we can do about our present situation, and that storytelling is only for other people. We can continue living our bland lives, stifling our dreams, never pushing ourselves, never daring outside our comfort zones. Or we can take responsibility for our situation and decide to change. Not for a moment does such an action nullify the significance of the big and painful things in our lives, the traumas and upheavals, the loss of a loved one, loss of a job, abuse, serious injury or chronic illness. No, it's about how we respond to it. We choose what power it will have over us. Learning to tell our stories is an effective coping strategy. We give validation to what has happened to us, but from a position of hope, from a position of new perspective, from a position of strength. Look in the mirror. That person can help you change your life by starting to tell your story. You have to make the decision. You can live an above average life. Start by telling a different story about yourself, your life, the world, and your future. Imagine finally writing and finishing that book. Imagine writing more powerful prose. Imagine learning to forgive yourself and start on the path toward healing. This course is not a quick fix or an attempt to brainwash or trick you. This course will not make you happy overnight or turn you into a millionaire or make you world famous. But you will find a fresh perspective and discover the satisfaction and advantages and joy of telling your stories. You will have to become intentional and do the work, the writing, and the practice and exercises. But rest assured, you are not alone. Many of us have similar dreams and doubts and face similar challenges and fears. I will act as a guide. I am convinced that by completing the course, you will change your ideas about storytelling and creativity and its importance in our lives. Whether you want to just write your first book, or write more powerful prose, or recover from hurt and get your life back and live an above average life, this course can open that door for you. Expect growth. Expect change. Expect to set out and write a new story to your life. When we show up, do the work, combine the power of storytelling, writing and art, an amazing thing happens. We change. We grow and mature and find deeper understanding and meaning. You will discover you have a story to tell. Your stories matter. Telling a story can change a life. It can change your life. It can change the lives of others. And it can change the world. Are you ready to tell your story? You can start today.